This video is brought to you by Against the Flow of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi is a book about Jake Fayard, a Marine veteran who is unhappy with the political machine running the state of Mississippi. He decides to fight the corruption from the inside. Jake will face more challenges than he ever has and will stand up for what he thinks is right. His notoriously hot temper will push him to the edge of murder, along with his friend and brother Kobe Barhanovich. Together, they will fight the system and give the power back to the citizens of Mississippi. Against the Flow of Mississippi was written by Anthony Oksenholt and was published by Oksenholt Biloxi Publishing, LLC. A link to the book will be placed in the description below.
Yeah, this a revolution in our time. Everybody's fighting, change coming, yes. That's why it's an acronym for riot. Everybody has a voice. Don't you dare stay silent. If you say nothing, you are an accessory to violence.
They've had their say. Seems like they've had that kind of say around here for too long. Look, I had to stand up for myself alone. I went in there to remind them that somewhere in this world there's still a little law and order left. To let them know in the only kind of terms that their kind understand is that they can't bribe or threaten their way out of what they did. To let them do this to me and get away with it, and you give them the eternal right to do the same damn thing to any one of you.
Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt, where we report the facts and we are not for sale. If you have a news story or something that's on your mind, please feel free to give us a call at 228-337-2099. Be glad to have you on. Thank you for listening, and we do appreciate all that you do to support us and keep free and independent journalism doing what we do best. All right, y'all. So I want to talk about something important here. I was looking on Facebook tonight, as usual, and come across this page, Shayla Agee. I guess she's, I think she's somewhere up there around Mount Olive area, I think. But she posted a picture of this girl who was obviously in an abusive relationship. Now, I know the modern woman, the 2025 woman, probably don't want to hear from a man. And I'm not here to mansplain or whatever else you want to call it. I know many of y'all, I'm going to say probably all of you know what's right and what's wrong, what you should accept and what you absolutely should not accept. I mean, we all know this. If you think that what you're going through is something that you shouldn't accept, or if you're unsure, I got a litmus test for you. If somebody was treating your daughter the way you were being treated in a relationship, would you approve? I have a daughter myself. I have an 18-year-old daughter. I have a 22-year-old goddaughter that I just reconnected with. As of late, domestic violence seems to be affecting my life in ways that I really fucking wish it was not. I also understand manipulation. And that's what I want to drive on today is the manipulation. And I want to get this out. I have dealt with some of the most manipulative motherfuckers in the world. I'm talking the goats, the champs, the all-time gold medal winning. If bullshit artist had a gold medal competition in the Olympics, they wouldn't have the gold medal. They'd have platinum. Okay, straight up. Like, we're talking the absolute best manipulators in the world. And you know where they're at? Most of them? Prison. And that's where I know them from. Is prison. I used to listen to inmate phone calls. That was part of my job. Didn't really particularly care for the job too much, but I've listened to some of their manipulation tactics. I heard this one inmate. This is probably, I don't know, 8 years ago. I was down in Florida. I was working for the Florida Department of Corrections. Tell this woman, now he's in prison, okay? He's in prison. Now, the first red flag on this phone call, and I actually wrote him up for this. Yeah, he called a DR behind this. When you call somebody, it's supposed to say this is a call from the person's name, an inmate at Florida Correctional Institution. That's how Securus is set up, and I think they still use Securus. I don't know. I haven't been with the state of Florida since 2020. But instead of his name was Young Rich Nigga. That called him a DR. Period. I don't know if they made him re-record it or not. Um, I think he got transferred to another institution. But he's on the phone with this woman. She sounds like she's a little older than him. And he's sitting there telling her, "You better send me some money. I can't be with no broke bitch. You better send me some money. You better put some money on my books. Because I just can't be with no broke bitch." She's like, "Well, I don't know. They cut my hours." "Well, you better figure it out because I can't be with no broke bitch." "Okay, baby. Well, I'll go to Taco Bell and see if I can get a second job over there." Mind blown. Mind blown. Instamatically. I don't know. First off, as far as these inmates goes, you realize a lot of them are getting it where they can. Let's not bullshit here. Um, Number two, this some bitch in prison. He can't do nothing for her. He can't support her. He ain't got no job. Well, no, he had a job. His job was, I think he was inside grounds guy, but it didn't pay anything. It paid him in game time, but not any money. Um, this guy can't do nothing for nobody, but yet he so captivated this woman that she was willing to go get a second job to put money on his books so that he could get his ramen noodles and get his whole shebangs and get his Coca-Colas. And then, to make matters worse, not only was she willing to go get this other job to put money on his books, but he had like 3 or 4 other women that he was calling and doing the same thing to. I don't understand it. Now let's go outside. Let's go away from the prison. I have seen these assholes gaslight women. I've seen these women swear that, oh, I can make him change. I can make him better. Now, again, I was raised by my mother and my grandmother. I got 2 sisters and a daughter. I still don't understand this shit. I can make him change. I can make him better. Ladies, no, you can't. He puts his hands on you once, he gonna do it again. It's not if, it's when. If he already has domestic violence charges against him, you're gonna get hit. Guaranteed. 100%. I say this without reservation. I was the only bail bondsman on the Mississippi Gulf Coast that refused to bond out domestic violence. I would not. You're in there for domestic violence, you can sit there. Because what you gonna do when you get out? You gonna get out and do the same damn thing. No, I'm not bonding you. Sorry, call somebody else. And some people will tell, well, man, you're wrong. Innocent until proven guilty. I don't care. My choice. I have the right to refuse service, and I did. The one person that I would ever get back into bail bonds in Mississippi and go to work for knows that I will not write domestic violence bonds. She knows it. If I was to ever get back into bail bonds, and there's a chance I probably won't. Um, I made up my mind long ago on that. I'm dealing with a situation now to where 2 kids have been taken out of state. A 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. By an abusive, soon to be ex husband. And there's a pending court date. The mother, who, quite frankly, I changed this child's diapers. I was in the room when she was born. She ain't mine, but I figure that makes her at least partly mine. Is trying to get help. Gulfport Police, my favorite police department, has dropped their collective non existent fucking balls on trying to help her. They refuse to do anything. The guy's a master manipulator. Mother was a lawyer. He gets to drinking. He gets acting stupid. And he's beat the hell out of her. He has done worse. And I am scared shitless right now for those kids who are now sitting in a foreign fucking place to them, begging their mother to come get them. But if she goes up there, there's going to be problems. Y'all, this is some fucked up shit. And he's got everybody snowed. Well, everybody he can. He's got the police snowed. He's got all his friends snowed. Like I said, master manipulator. Probably one of the best non-felon manipulators I've ever seen. I'll give him that credit, but it's not a compliment. He has done a lot. I'm not going to get into it because then I'll be getting into too much detail, too much personal detail, but just imagine some of the shit that you can think of that's pretty fucked up. He's probably done it. I'm not saying he's done anything to the kids yet, but hitting their mother in front of them, I mean, that's pretty fucking bad. But this is what's going on, and she cannot get any help. She can't get any relief. She's trying to get an order to get her kids back, but then she's got to try to get the other state to enforce the order. I've been through that. I had to go get my daughter out of Louisiana, and the order that I had in my hand was from Tennessee. It happened. We made it work, but it was really difficult to get Louisiana to enforce a Tennessee order. Keep in mind, Louisiana don't play well with others. Hopefully this other state will honor a Mississippi order. We'll see. I'm really hoping. But he took him out of state without permission. And nobody's helping her. In Mississippi, he's got the exact same rights as she does because they're not divorced yet. He has the exact right to do whatever he wanted to do. I don't know if there's a custodial interference law in Mississippi. I haven't looked it up. Mainly because I've been busy with other things. But this is the hell that he's put her through. She is living in hell right now because she doesn't know if her kids are safe. Now, he's going to say that, oh, they're fine. They're safe. But the kids are not a priority here. Priority is whatever he wants. For years, she defended this piece of shit. For years. Why? Knowing what he has done to her, why is she defending this piece of shit? Well, because he had her that fucking snowed. She thought, oh well, he'll be all right. He'll get better. He'll change. 5 years later, he hasn't changed. He's gotten worse. He's escalated. This is another thing that they do that I've noticed. You give them an inch, they'll steal the whole goddamn world. Well, I can bow up at her. Let's see if I can get a little bit further. Oh, I can slap her in the face. Oh, she let me get away with that. She didn't call the cops. I'm sorry, baby, but it's your fault that I hit you. If you wouldn't make me so mad, I wouldn't put my hands on you. You just need to stop doing whatever. Then he might get mad at something at work. He can't take it out at work, though. He's got to keep up the appearances in public. So he gets his ass reamed by his boss, and he comes home and, I don't know, maybe dinner's not made. So he comes home and, you worthless bitch, you can't make the fucking supper. And he hits her again. Baby, I'm sorry, but if you just make dinner when I come home, I work really hard. I try to provide for you. Here's the gaslighting. I provide really hard for you. I provide really everything we need around here. I buy and I work hard, and I told you didn't have to work, but just have my dinner made. I'm sorry, I'll never put my hands on you again as long as you don't make me mad. Now she's thinking it's her fault. Let me tell you something, it ain't your fault. I am a violence professional. I love violence. I love to fight. I've been in a law enforcement capacity to where I have used quite a bit of force. I know how to use up to lethal force, up to and including lethal force, in a professional manner. But knowing what I know, I also know how to control and not use violence. It's not your fault that he don't know how to control how to not use violence. It's his fault. Maybe his daddy never gave him the ass whipping he deserved. Maybe he was always told that, he's the king of the world and that's it by his mama. Insert your own cliche. It doesn't fucking excuse what he does. At the courthouse in Gulfport, I don't know if it's still there or not. There used to be a sign on the wall that says, "He hit her 150 times and only brought her flowers once, and it was flowers over a casket." Now let's talk about what we as men in this society can do about it. I am of the full on opinion that if a man puts his hands on a woman in front of me, I have the right to stomp his ass. No quarter, no question. I got the right to slap the fuck out of him. That's my position. And I'll go to court and gladly take that assault charge. Gladly. Go ahead. Cops show up. I'll put my hands behind my back my damn self. Let's go to county. And when I go to court, "Mr. Allen, why'd you hit him?" "Well, he hit her." So I figured I'd show him what it felt like. I'd say it's justification enough in my mind. Maybe not legally. I'll probably have that charge on my record. I don't care. I'm 5'10", 300 plus. I know how to hit and make it hurt. Fluid shock from a good right hand of mine, you're going to feel it for a while. But why don't the cops go ahead and take his ass to jail? They're supposed to. In the state of Mississippi, last I checked, the primary aggressor goes to jail. That's the law. The state can pick the charges up. It's been like that for, I know, over 25 years. But it's not happening. These cops are not doing what they're supposed to do. These cops are sitting there saying, "Oh, it's civil, it's civil, it's civil." Assault is criminal. Domestic violence is a crime against the peace and dignity of the state of Mississippi. Why are we allowing it? Why do we have these fucking cops who, under the guise of, "I don't want to take sides," not doing their job? Why do we have these fucking judges who are do nothings and won't put these bastards where they belong? Why won't they issue restraining orders? And in this particular case that I talked about earlier, I think the kids need to be included in the restraining order because I don't think this son of a bitch needs to have his kids. Hell, he ran out of state. He's only supposed to have them for a night. He ran out of state. Them kids got no winter clothes as far as I know. Definitely not for where he's at because he's where it's substantially colder than here. I know this. I've been there. Been to 48 of the free 50. Why are we not holding these judges accountable? We need some kind of test. And this is going to take the community. This is a call to action to all of y'all. Y'all start going and watching these court hearings. Y'all see these assholes with domestic violence get kicked back out? Go find out the circumstances of the case. It's public record. Oh, yeah, it's public record. Let's get some of these do nothing fucking judges off the bench. Municipal court answers to the city council and the mayor. Justice court, they're voted in. Circuit, they're voted in. County court, they're voted in. Why are we allowing this? County prosecutor, Herman Cox, I'm sorry. Ooh, I could say so much about Herman Cox. I don't like him. Don't know his record on domestic violence, but I assure you I intend to find out before election. Yeah. I know his record on other things, and that's why I don't like him. But we need to stand up. We need to hold these people accountable. Hold their goddamn feet to the fire. Because if we don't, it's going to continue. Ladies, if a man puts his hands on you, it's not your fault. It's his fault. In my opinion, there's only two reasons for a man to put his hands on a woman. Number one, she is actively hurting a child or vulnerable adult. And the second one is if she pulls a weapon. Other than that, you keep your goddamn hands to yourself, just like you were told in kindergarten. That's the way I feel about it, y'all. This shit needs to stop. And it needs to stop now. And just remember, you out in public and you decide to go ahead and put your hands on your girlfriend or your wife, you might want to look around, because if you see me, I'm going to give it back to you at least twice as hard. Promise you. You won't do it again. And I'll go to jail with a smile on my face. Y'all have a good day. Access 228, your host, Anthony Oksenholt.